Joe Hopkins here, and today we're talking about artificial intelligence, AI. And, I've been fiddling around with it. I've been going to different AI things and looking at the image generators and music generators, trying them out, looking at the stuff other people have produced from text or whatever, right? I've also been trying out the AI tools on the software that I own, because some of it you update it and it has these different AI tools on it, because AI isn't just for making pictures and songs and stuff, right? So here's the thing, right? Everybody's screaming bloody murder about AI. I get to hear about it a lot because I'm in the music realm here. I've heard a lot about it. My wife is a professional writer, and AI has impacted her job in very negative ways. It's harder for her to get work because people can have AI do it. And a lot of what she writes for advertisements, blog posts, things like that, AI can reasonably produce something not of the same quality as a person, in my opinion, but it's a close enough facsimile that it's cheaper. They're going with AI. Obviously, businesses will use AI. And the other side of that is for people that want a real person. A lot of writing agencies have AI detectors, and they don't work. My wife's work keeps getting flagged as AI because of the way she writes. And that can happen. AI detectors aren't very good. They're just not. If you're a higher level writer, you write at a really academic level, it might flag you as AI because people don't write like that. Well, yes, some people do write like that. But that's beyond the point. AI, right? There are some good things. There are some bad things. Let me start with the good things, because a lot of people haven't talked about the good in AI. And there are some good things. AI doesn't just generate images and music and things like that. Like I said, I've been playing around with it on my software. I haven't really used it on this channel, but just playing around with it, seeing what it does for other projects. And what I've found is AI is incredibly useful for certain things. It takes out a lot of the difficult work. In images or video, where you want to cut somebody out, it used to be you had to zoom in real carefully, trace around the edges. Takes a lot of time. And AI can just do that. Just do it. I've found that it's a little iffy with arms and legs especially arms. For some reason, you got to go in and kind of fix it, but it does at least 2/3 of what I would have to do. AI does for me. And the great thing about that, it's nothing that I wasn't going to do myself. It's just quicker. This does the work for me. I like that. In a lot of editing tools, that's the case. I've seen there are a lot of AI in music softwares. There's a lot of AI mixing and mastering tools now. I've played around with them some. I don't use them personally, but that's because I enjoy mixing. I enjoy mastering. I enjoy doing those things. So I don't want it to take that away from me. That's actually fun for me. But for people there that's maybe not the most fun for them, it can be a really useful tool, especially for mastering. I find the mastering software that uses AI is, most of it, the ones I've tried are really quite good. Once you get a solid mix and you have it the way you want it to sound, and you just want to give it that extra punch, it's really, really good. And that can be useful for people that don't want to do that work. Maybe it's not your favorite thing in the world, and you don't want to have to pay somebody else to do it. Now, most of these softwares you do have to pay for, or they have them online and you pay per use, $4 or $5 a song to run it through their mastering software. But at the end of the day, that's cheaper than hiring somebody to master your song or master your album. If you're putting out a whole album, that can get expensive to have it done for you. And the AI software does a reasonably good job. And it's not taking away from your artistry, really. You recorded the music, you recorded the songs. I understand why people would use some of these tools, take a lot of the drudgery out of things. Same thing with video editing and things like that. My video editing software has AI. I haven't actually used it for anything, but I played around with it, and it's really kind of cool. It helps for like I said, for defining bodies, so you can add effects and things like that. Those are really useful AI tools. Now, the downside to it, right? Everybody knows the downside. We want to hear music from actual artists. Except, to be honest with you, I don't think we do. Some of us do. Some of us want to hear actual songs written by actual people, performed by actual people. But I believe most of the listening public could really care less who made the song. They really don't seem to care. They'll listen to anything, right? The crap that's out on the radio now, I've heard some of the AI songs and thought, man, that's better than what's on the top 40 at the moment. So that's kind of a shame. I'd say shame on the music industry for promoting such crap, but shame on us for listening to it. Okay? Some of the stuff being put out is not very good. But most people aren't that discerning, and I don't expect them to be. They're not musicians. Most people aren't music lovers. It's the same with any art form, man. I love reading books. I'm very literate. I enjoy good writing. Most people could care if the book was all that good as long as it has certain elements and it's something to their taste, right? The writing can be schlock as long as it's entertaining schlock. And I get it. That's cool. But AI could write a book, and I think a lot of people would read it. And I think AI songs, some of them a lot of people would listen to, and I think some of them a lot of people are listening to, especially the ones that are supposed to be funny. I've seen all these sites popping up with all these jokey songs that are supposed to be, from the 50s or 40s or whatever, and they sing about, people's balls and, taking a poop and things like that. I don't think anybody recorded those. I think those are AI. Because these channels popped up right around the time AI became real big and started pumping out songs like nobody's business. I'm pretty sure it's AI. But it's funny. Does it serve a purpose? Yeah, you listen to the song, you laugh, it's amusing, haha, okay. Somebody's making money on YouTube off of these songs, right? Somebody's monetizing this stuff. Maybe I should. Maybe it would make me some money. I don't have the time to set up another channel. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. That's dishonest, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Am I just fooling myself? But yeah, AI, there's some good and there's some bad. A lot of people complain about AI generated images and using them in things because you're taking jobs away from artists. That's absolutely true. But then I've heard people complaining about artists that use AI-generated images in their art. And I don't see anything wrong with that, because a lot of people, they take different images and they put them together and they Photoshop them, or they edit them to make what they do. And they've been doing that with their own pictures or stock imagery. And there's nothing wrong, I think, with using AI-generated images to do what you were doing anyway. And if that makes sense. Along with, there are AI video or video editing, image editing tools that help you edit your image. AI just, like I said, it makes it faster. It speeds up the process. AI does some of the stuff that takes you a long time to do. You were going to do it anyway, but now you can do it quicker. I like that. I do. I think AI has some really good uses. I think people have already started to abuse AI in very interesting ways, and that's an art form in itself. Keep in mind, this is not the first time we had new technology. What I always find interesting is, when do people do things they shouldn't with it, and it comes out interesting? I guess that is kind of like the jokey songs that people are putting out there. I don't think AI was designed for that, but it'll do it, and it's interesting. And even with the higher level music, like the real artistic stuff, people are going to start using AI in ways it wasn't intended, and we're going to get some cool stuff from it, right? I think eventually somebody already is. Somebody out there is already abusing the robot, and we like it. we like to see what happens when you abuse the robot and the robot does strange stuff. And that will be interesting. Is AI good? Is AI bad? I don't think it much matters, man. AI ain't going away. We're stuck with it. Get used to it. Start adapting. It's all I can say, man. We can't all get mad about it because we're stuck with it. Plus, in another 10 years, I don't think we'll consider it all that big a deal anymore. We'll have figured it out. Maybe. I don't know. Will we? Have we figured out sampling yet? Are we still mad about that? Yeah. I don't know what else to say, man. Yeah, AI. Is it good? Is it bad? I like some of it. Some of the uses for AI are really good, and some are really not good. I don't like it. Maybe I don't like it because it has affected me. It did take work away from my wife. That's unfortunate. Taking work away from hardworking writers. We need writers, and we don't need AI cutting in. But at the same time, I understand why companies use it. Why pay a writer? My wife charges money, and AI doesn't. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts on AI? Is it good? Is it bad? Do we even know when something's AI anymore? That stuff's getting good enough. It's getting hard to tell. I can still tell with a lot of music. With pictures, I mean, you know, a lot of people, I think there's some Instagram accounts that are AI generated. But it's hard to tell because people use filters so much and it kind of gives it that same not real look. You know, either way. The AI generated stuff looks a bit like a person with a, you know, like if you take a picture and use some of those filters. Plus some of the AI generated art, everybody thinks they know what it looks like, but I've seen a lot of it that doesn't look like what you're thinking. And it's going to be hard to tell. It's going to be hard to tell really soon. Another thing that makes it hard with music is with all of the electronic stuff we've already been using, like auto-tune and beat correction and a lot of the synthetic stuff that's kind of AI anyway. That stuff gives it that same kind of unreal quality that you get with AI. Like I said, I can kind of tell when it's AI music, but it's kind of hard too because it could also just be heavily auto-tuned and beat corrected and, you know, edited to death. It gives it kind of the same sound-ish, and people like that, so I guess they'll like AI. I think pretty soon one thing we're going to end up with, before anything else, is we're going to have somebody who becomes a big star or is a big star, puts out an album, and it turns out all of the instruments were AI. It was an AI track that they sang over. I think that's going to happen first. It's going to be like a Milli Vanilli kind of thing. Did they really play their instruments? Did they really sing the songs? I think we're going to have somebody who's singing the songs, but nobody played it. It was AI. I think that's going to happen at some point. And I don't know what kind of scandal that would be, because it's not quite like Milli Vanilli. I mean, they literally weren't singing it. This person is, but there is no real band. Raises some questions, doesn't it? So I'm waiting for that. It'll happen. It will. Trust me, man. Trust me. Because if I was a record company and I wanted to produce an album, this artist that I signed to do an album, and I don't want to pay a bunch of people to play instruments, because us musicians can be expensive at that level, you know, where you're playing on high dollar stuff. You don't have to. You don't have to hire anybody. You can hire one producer type person to program the AI and record the singer, and that's it. So there you go. There's some thoughts. Food for thought. Think about it. I'm going to go do other things now, but you should subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.